Every morning in Piggyville begins the same way. The sun shines, birds sing, and the pig family enjoys a perfect breakfast. But today something was different. Little Peppa felt a slight tingling, as if something inside her was trying to wake up. At school, everything was on schedule. Lessons, games, lunch. Always the same, always perfect. Susie, why do you always laugh? He. In the evening, she felt even stranger. Her familiar world began to crumble. What a wonderful evening. Mummy, even George, he was just like everyone else. What's happening? In the attic, she found what she was looking for, fragments of the past. We were different, but the world didn't want her to remember. It wanted her to be just like everyone else. No, I don't want to. They were here, those who controlled this world. Resistance is futile. She surrendered, or she was forced. Everything is fine. Every morning in Piggyville begins the same way. The sun shines, birds sing, and the pig family enjoys a perfect breakfast. And so it will always be. In a perfect world where everything is in its place. In the evening, the pig family spends time together, but Peppa is completely absorbed in her smartphone. She lies in bed and the cold light of the screen illuminates her tired face. At school, she ignores her friends, preferring to communicate on her phone. At dinner, her gaze constantly shifts to her phone and she irritably answers her parents. At night, her smartphone screen begins to flicker, showing strange, distorted images. In the morning, she wakes up with red eyes and immediately reaches for her phone, where a strange message awaits her. At school, her phone vibrates and she sees a creepy image of her class. In the park, she sits completely absorbed in the screen, oblivious to her surroundings. At home, her face is distorted with fear as the phone shows a distorted video of her family. At night, the phone glows and empty eyes appear on the screen, while whispers turn into a chorus of voices. In the morning, she sits on the floor, phone pressed to her ear, whispering monotonously in response. Her parents try to take the phone from her, but she resists with unexpected strength. She runs out of the house, laughing a creepy, unnatural laugh. Peppa stops at the edge of a cliff, and her phone glows brighter, showing the abyss. She takes a step towards the cliff, but the phone falls from her hand and shatters, and her eyes clear for a moment. She recoils from the cliff, trembling, and begins to cry. Mama and Papa Pig sit in the living room, devastated, and George cries nearby. The camera slowly moves across Peppa's room where her old, broken phone lies. A close-up of the shattered phone screen from which a quiet, barely audible whisper emanates. The screen darkens, and the last thing seen is a barely discernible, distorted eye that slowly disappears. Children are playing happily in the garden. What a wonderful day for games, rejoices Peppa. Parents bring children a gift. We bought you something special, says Mummy Pig. Children put on VR headsets for the first time. Wow, this is incredible, admires George. Kids enthusiastically explore the virtual world. Here we can fly and create miracles, screams Peppa with delight. Children spend more and more time in the headsets. Parents worry and exchange glances. George starts speaking strangely. Object number 1 requires updating, he says mechanically. Peppa tries to talk to a brother. George, what's happening to you? She asks with concern. Susie becomes distant and cold. Virtual friends are better than real ones, she says emotionlessly. Children prefer holographic friends to living ones. Real toys remain forgotten. Parents try to take away the headsets. Children, enough! You're forgetting about reality, they plead. Kids resist and cling to the devices. "No, don't take away our world," they scream in panic. Dr. Pixel appears in virtual space. "Welcome to my digital empire," he greets the children. The villain explains his plan before screens with data. "Soon all children will become part of my digital world," he gloats. Pedro dissolves into pixels before Peppa's eyes. "Help, he's disappearing!" screams the girl in horror. Susie is absorbed by the virtual world. "Goodbye, Peppa. Now I'm digital," she whispers, disappearing. Peppa desperately resists digital tentacles. "I don't want to become a program," she struggles. George transforms into a pixelated double. "System updated. George no longer exists," pronounces the digital copy. Parents also become digital. "What's happening to us?" they ask, losing their physical form. Peppa remains alone among family holograms. "Have I really lost everyone forever?" she cries in emptiness. The girl begins to digitize. "My hands, they're turning into pixels," she whispers in horror. Dr. Pixel absorbs Peppa into the virtual world. "Welcome to eternity, little one," he triumphs. The whole family exists as digital copies. Silence, only code flickering in the void. Peppa wakes up in her bed. "Good morning. What a beautiful day." Family has breakfast at the table. "Mummy, what's for breakfast?" Mummy stays silent, looks tired. Daddy reads newspaper, avoiding eye contact. "Daddy, will you play with me?" Daddy doesn't answer. Peppa tries to hug Mummy. "Mummy, what's wrong?" Mummy turns away. Close up on Mummy's belly. "Mummy, why has your tummy gotten so big?" George sits alone with toys. Dinosaur. Sad dinosaur. Nobody plays. Parents whisper in the kitchen. What should we do? The children mustn't know the truth. Peppa lies in bed at night. What are those sounds? Why is everyone acting strange? Daddy smokes in the garden at night. I can't cope. Everything's falling apart. Ambulance arrives at the house. Quickly, we need to get to the hospital. Children sit at Granny's house. Where are Mummy and Daddy? When will they come back? Children return home. What's this cot for? Who is it for? Mummy holds the newborn. Meet your little brother. Mummy cries. Peppa reaches out to parents. Mummy, play with me. Parents ignore her. George breaks toys in rage. Bad, everything's bad, nobody wants me. Peppa stands in the hallway. What's happening to our family? Why has everything changed? Mummy cries, holding the baby. He's so weak. I'm scared for him. Parents have serious conversation. We'll have to make a difficult decision. He might not survive. Peppa reaches for the baby. I'll help. I'll be a good sister. Parents shout at Peppa. Don't touch him. You've ruined everything. George's empty room. George, where are you? Window is open. Police officer questions the family. When did you last see the boy? George found in the forest. Voices, they spoke to me. They know the truth. Mummy looks at Peppa with empty eyes. You're no longer my daughter. You destroyed everything.